Welcome to Hong Kong. So I will show you around the city a little bit here, and we'll just talk, share some stories. I am here for a few days in one of my favorite cities in Southeast Asia. Long story short, you have to come here to experience the city, the energy and everything else. There are tons of documentaries available on YouTube for sure, and blog posts and stuff like that. The reason I came here is I have lived and worked in this crazy city many years ago. To be exact, it was from 2006 to 2008. I was employed here at the Hong Kong Jockey Club, which is a catering company. Yeah, the Hong Kong Jockey Club is the biggest employer in Hong Kong, and they're operating two horse race courses here in the city. And I was so fortunate and so lucky at the time to secure the job here in Hong Kong, because I know many people want to live here, want to work here. Many people just make it as tourists. Yeah, so they just manage to come here as tourists. They fall in love with the city and they say, yeah, I want to be part of the city as well, but they don't make it. That was like winning the lottery at the time. And now I am back. Of course, I came back to Hong Kong already earlier, but this is now the time also for me to reflect a little bit, you know. So it's a very private trip, a very a special trip for me. So just to give you some context, but how is Hong Kong in 2023, in July of 2023? Yeah, today is it's a Saturday actually. The streets are not so busy because a lot of people don't work today, which is actually quite convenient, because normally during the week this area would be busy as hell. At the moment, yeah, Hong Kong is, as it used to be, as I remember it, busy. And yeah, we don't need to talk about the things which also happened here in the past 3 years. There is nothing left of it. Hong Kong is back as I remember it, full of energy, full of craziness. East meets west, west meets east, and definitely a place to visit. It should be on your bucket list. If you have not come to Hong Kong yet, you should definitely visit it. And why should you come to Hong Kong? I always say, if you want to get a taste of East meets West, then you should travel to Singapore. But Singapore, I believe, is for the newcomers, for the newbies. It's good to travel to Singapore. Singapore is a nice city. I love it as well. And I will most likely make another video about the differences between Hong Kong and Singapore, which city is actually better or something like that. But just to scratch the surface here, Singapore is good for the beginners, you know, just to get a taste of this famous East meets West thing. But if you really wanna get in touch and dive deep into this, into an authentic East meets West experience, then you need to come to Hong Kong. It is very hard to explain in words what I am talking about, but Hong Kong is actually a territory. Hong Kong is a territory, not a city, and it has more, I think, than 8 million inhabitants. And I'm here on Hong Kong Island, where you can see a lot of these buildings. Here's where the money is, here's where the banks are, here is where you can find those kind of stores and shops, right? And they're everywhere. This is where the money is, this is where the western part is of Hong Kong. And then there's the other part, Kowloon side. This is more the Chinese side, the traditional side. This is where you can find all this beautiful street food, you know. This is where you can find tons of people. I mean, you also can find tons of people here. Most of them are going shopping, I believe, or just window shopping. Yeah, and this is something I explore now during my 5 days I'm here, and I already noticed that I have discovered many new things. If you want, Hong Kong has plenty of things to offer for everybody. That was a mistake at the time when I was here, living and working in Hong Kong. I was 29 years old when I arrived. You know, it was not like I was young and needed the money, but it was more like I was young and I had the money, because they paid a very good salary here and the company was very wealthy, and they gave me an apartment for free and everything, you know. I had great benefits. And this is also one trap you can fall into here in Hong Kong, especially as a young single man. When you start to discover and enjoy the nightlife here in Hong Kong, which is something completely out of this world when you compare it to the Western countries' lifestyle. I will not go into detail here. I might get into some more detail in a different video, because that takes some more explanation. But I was drawn into this nightlife activities here, and you know, it's kind of sex, drugs and rock and roll. Yeah, to make a long story short, something similar like, and you know, I wasted a lot of money here also in this city. And I did not really appreciate the diversity of the city. I didn't explore at the time all the things I'm exploring now. I'm feeling actually that I discover and explore more in 5 days than I have done in the 2 years I lived here. I know that sounds crazy, but you know, as I said, that requires a little bit more in-depth explanation if I want to talk about my past experience here in Hong Kong, and why things evolved and developed as they eventually evolved with me and other stuff. When you come here as a tourist, you feel surely overwhelmed. Yeah, it's your senses will be spoiled. A lot of things to see, to smell, to hear, to taste. And Hong Kong is basically one big shopping mall. Yeah, and you have to be very careful to not fall into this trap of wasting your money or spending money here. But anyway, that's a different story. I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to was offered a contract here, like I said. And this is the good thing. When you come as a tourist here, you will be overwhelmed. You probably fall in love with the city. You want to come back, or you hope for employment. As a Western, or maybe as a foreigner, not foreigner, let's say as a Western expatriate, if you come from a Western country and you secure an employment here, you can call yourself very, very fortunate, because you will earn a good salary. Yeah, you will get a housing allowance, and you will get an apartment and many other things. Yeah, your salary most likely will be in US dollar. As an expat here, as a Western expat, you can have a very, very good life. Unlike the local folks here in Hong Kong, yeah, Hong Kong is also about showing off, you know. Hong Kong is all about money. This has to do with its history. It's a lot of showing off, you know, and bragging, and yeah, this also has its downside. But the local folks, the local Hong Kong Chinese, they work very hard, trust me. They have no time to mess around. Hong Kong is an immigrant city. Yeah, the majority of the people here, they are either immigrants or former immigrants, yeah, from China, from mainland China, mostly. So if you ask any Hong Kong family here, for sure they will tell you that some of their either parents, grandparents, or great-grandparents, they came from the mainland. Yeah. And they work very hard. They have to work very hard because Hong Kong is so expensive, especially the real estate. The real estate prices are just crazy. I checked them yesterday again. I don't know. There was a apartment on offer, I don't know, 50 or 60 square meter for like 1.5 million US dollar for sale. Yeah. This is something. I mean, we don't need to talk about if you can, whether you can afford it or not. Yeah. And this is the way the Hong Kong people live, you know. I have to. They live in like shoebox size apartments, yeah, crammed up, 3, 4, 5 people. So as a local, of course they are wealthy people also, very, very wealthy people here in the city, but they are not the majority. They will enjoy life, yeah, but the local folks, yeah, they are busy, they have to work, and you see a lot of poverty also, it increases. You see a lot of old people, elderly people who are collecting empty bottles and stuff and cardboards and stuff. So I think, yeah, that's the downside of Hong Kong. And so don't make the mistake if you come here, you think you can have a good life. Yeah, you can. If you need to have a job, a well-paid job, then you can have a good life. Hong Kong has a lot of things to offer for expatriates. It's very diverse. This is also something compared to Singapore. Hong Kong is way more diversified. It has mountains, it has nice beaches, it has a big city, nice parks, a lot of attractions. The city is really well set up in that regards to make sure that their inhabitants are well taken care of. A great public transportation system, in my opinion, the best in the world. Yeah, it's very well organized, but you also have to see, you have to move around between 7 or 8 million people every day. So, and the public transportation is very affordable here in Hong Kong. Buses, metro, tram, taxi, everything is very good. So yeah, of course, these are the regrets I have. If I would have any regrets than these, that I did not explore more when I was here permanently. But you know, that's how it was. I was young and I had other things in my mind, and so what to do? But that's why I'm coming back from time to time, every once in a while, and just to touch base again with my former working place, you know, the city which was part of my life for 2 years, and that was my first destination in Southeast Asia. Yeah, Hong Kong. Can you imagine? I'm from Europe, I'm from Germany, and you get offered a job in Southeast Asia. And where in Southeast Asia? You get offered a job in Hong Kong. Can you imagine what impression did this thing must have made upon me, my personality in my life, when you come to this city? You cannot imagine. Also, yeah, at the time, you know, when I was younger, when I was here, I also had different interests, and I notice this now because now I notice many more things. I'm much more aware. I walk around with open eyes. I notice so many different things. I'm so fascinated by just watching at the buildings. Yeah, walking into some shops, walking around into these little alleys here with the markets. This is also Hong Kong, you know, and you can discover so many interesting things. And this is what I regret a little bit. I didn't do this at the time when I was here because I just was caring about other stuff. Of course, I also was working, 6 days a week. In Hong Kong, you work 6 days a week. You only get one off day. And basically, my working times, my duty hours actually were very human. I had to work 8 hours, but still I had to travel mostly 1 hour to work, and then 1 hour from work to my home. So basically, from morning to evening, right? And then after work, what you want to do, you just want to relax. You're not just gonna explore the city. On your off day at the time, I just was maybe sleeping or relaxing. So but still, there was plenty of opportunity to actually explore. And this is what I regret a little bit today, but I cannot change it anymore. So just today, I visited a former colleague of mine whom I worked with. He was very happy to see me. He is a Hong Kong Chinese guy. We worked together in the kitchen here before at the Hong Kong Jockey Club. And it's good to see and meet some old friends. He's a really good friend. And I don't know many people here. I actually know many people, but I don't have any more contact with them, So, long story short, I wanted to share a little bit about my own past, private life, what I think, what I feel about the city, about Hong Kong, why I came back, why I'm doing this video anyway. And but it's worth doing it and worth showing around. I hope you can get a little bit of feeling of the city and of the atmosphere and the vibration and the energy. There's certainly way more to say, especially about the Hong Kong nightlife. I consider myself kind of an expert, but that's a different topic. I need to make another video. Let me know if you're interested in that. And then for sure, probably I will make a video about the difference between Singapore and Hong Kong, because I find that quite interesting. Singapore and Hong Kong, they're considered rivals somehow. That's what I've heard many years ago. I don't know whether that's true. But I can tell you already, since I arrived here 3 days ago, I can clearly tell you, as much as I love Singapore, and Singapore is also very dear to my heart, I have to say that Hong Kong definitely wins the first prize in my direct short comparison here with Singapore. Maybe it has to do with the fact that I lived here, but seriously, if you want to have the real East meets West experience, if you want to have real, Hong Kong is really authentic. That's what I want to say. It's truly authentic. There's no such city like Hong Kong again. Singapore is authentic in its own way, but it's more like everything is a little bit too clean, too organized, too shiny, too artificial in my opinion. And Hong Kong, here you can get the raw experience, Hong Kong is really raw, authentic, real. There's also some fake here, but that refers more to the people. I was talking about this showing off thing, money, and people try to impress each other and follow a certain how to say, the social games people play, and this whole society circus thing, and the materialism and blah blah blah. I tell you, most of the people in Hong Kong, they are not rich. Yeah, they are not wealthy. They maybe look wealthy, but these are just pretenders. People you can find in any country, in any society. But here in Hong Kong, I don't know, the society, the pressure of the society or the lifestyle is maybe a little bit higher. Luckily, I am not partake in this game. I transcended all this bullshit, But you can feel the energy. You can really feel the kind of the pressing energy here in Hong Kong to wanting to keep up with the Joneses. Yeah, this is what I try to explain to you here. You have a similar thing in Singapore going as well, but here in Hong Kong, everything is about the money. People need money. Hong Kong is a Chinese city, so money plays an important role in Chinese culture. It's all about money, it's all about wealth. Yeah, and so it is in Hong Kong, especially here, because it used to be a hardcore capitalist territory, formerly owned by the British, right? Okay, I will leave it here, guys and girls. Thanks for watching. Let me know your comments. Have you been to Hong Kong? Do you like the city? Do you hate it? What else? Let me know. And I'm gonna see you soon with a new travel update. Thanks. Take care. Bye bye.